Okay, hello everyone. You guys are welcome to this emergency version of our program. We're actually doing this as a matter of necessity to address some of the fallout of the Occupy Inec protests that took place yesterday. My name is Chidi, and I'm reaching you from Toronto, Canada. To help me, let me give you a preamble. For those of you who don't know, yesterday, the 15th of March 2021, the African Action Congress, led by Sowore, staged a protest, a nationwide protest all over Nigeria to occupy Inec offices. And their protest was centered on the activities of the Inec in trying to assist, or in actually, not just that they are trying, but they are actually assisting one Leonard to hijack the African Action Congress. The matter is in court, but because of the activities of Inec, Sowore and the leadership of the African Action Congress felt it was wise to actually address the issue with Inec the best way we know how to do it. So yes, we're in court, but also we needed Inec to know that we've had enough of what they were doing, of their shenanigans. And so that led to the nationwide protest. Of course, before this protest, the same Leonard had gone online to claim that Sowore was going to appear at INEC offices and burn down the place. This is what he had gone ahead and said. And of course, with the aid of the useless, yes, I call them useless because that's what they can be trusted. With the aid of the Nigerian media, the Nigerian mainstream media, who have left the job they're supposed to be doing, they've actually turned to brown envelope journalism. Journalists, that's what they practice, brown envelope journalism. They aided him in propagating that news, and so that was the narrative that was being spread all over the place, that Sowore was coming with his purported gang to burn down the INEC. So I don't want you to believe everything you hear, because you're going to say, Chidi, how do you know? How do you know? That's why you people stay in the diaspora and be saying what you don't know. Don't worry. I have someone today in the studio who knows, not just that they know, because they are part of the leadership of the African Action Congress, but they witnessed firsthand what happened at the INEC headquarters in Abuja yesterday. Bear in mind also that as this was happening in the INEC headquarters in Abuja yesterday, it was happening simultaneously in over 21 states. We've confirmed, I think by now they must have confirmed more, but it was happening simultaneously all over Nigeria. And so I have as my guest today Mr. Shokes. I'm going to bring him in. Mr. Shokes, you're welcome to our program today. I'm going to allow you to introduce yourself so everybody knows who you are before we go on.
Thank you very much, Dr. Chidi.
Go ahead and introduce yourself, please. And
yes, my name is Comrade Shokes. I'm the National Organizing Secretary for the AAC, African Action Congress.
All right. Thank you very much, Shokes. Let me also tell our viewers that the network is pretty much very, very bad. That is one of the things that we keep agitating and fighting for. Nigeria is a country where everything is a project. When I invite my guests to talk via what do you call it, um, uh, Zoom or Skype or anything. It's a tall order because the network is useless and hopeless. So please, you're going to forgive us. It may not be able to come live on video, and it could go on and off, but we'll try our best. So, Comrade Shokes, tell me exactly what happened yesterday at the Inec headquarters. Why were you guys there?
Okay, before the Occupy INEC event for yesterday or activities we had across the country, it's it's a known fact that we've really been treated unjustly by the empire that is responsible for political parties who are supposed to be unbiased. And then we've made efforts on countless times to reach out, to make our cries known, to make our fears known. But unfortunately, because the body that's supposed to be unbiased has tilted to a direction which is not pleasant for members of the African Action Congress worldwide. They are teaming up with those who we call thieves, those who want to take the party, because they know what we stand for. This is the first time a political party will be formed to challenge the status quo, a political party that is formed transparency. And we know for them it is a bane, but for us it's a plus to begin to tilt the political system to a path where Nigerians will be really recognized as Nigerians and then have the feeling of being Nigerians, even those in diaspora. So basically, the party is a threat, considering the fact that this is a party formed by a national leader, Sowore. We all know how much is a bone in the neck of these guys who have termed themselves as anti-progress for the country. So basically, why should Sowore own a political party in the first place? So they are doing all they can to see that we do not stand as a political party, and then they decided as much as they can to use one of us, the person who is, I would say, standing in to be the chairman of the party, the person who is posing as the chairman of the party, who is getting the backing from Inec, is someone who we all know, Leonard, who had been expelled for anti-party activities and other fraudulent actions or activities he had in the course of 2018-2019. So he's a tool being used right now. So basically, why we had to go is because we had made several attempts to send in correspondences to the national chairman of Inec. We have done as much as we can to engage them, to let them understand the fact that, look, the fact that we're a new political party, we were duly registered, the constitution gives us the backing to have all we are doing, and then it is also worthy for them to know that INEC itself, being the Independent National Electoral Commission, do not have the powers to decide who our leaders will be. So we have done this severally. We have sent in decisions taken by NEC, of which I am part of the NEC of the party. We have sat on different occasions to make resolutions. We have forwarded these resolutions to INEC, but unfortunately we still see them doing otherwise. Also, Leonard had a kangaroo convention, and in this convention he purportedly expelled all of us. Imagine you who says you're the chairman of a party coming in, and now you're expelling from the chairman down to everybody who is a leader in the party. So all this we have tabled before INEC different times, but we still see that nothing is being done. One of the latest he's doing right now is elections coming in different states based on either the election calendar was not properly arranged, and you see some elections coming after the 2019 elections, or those who die in office, they have to be a by-election and what have you. So in all this, we'll be allowed again to come, exercise our rights, our franchise as a political to present candidates. And when we do this, they end up not flying the candidates who emerge in our Congress or in our primary election. So we had this is not acceptable. The state chairman also are being changed. Individuals who do not know anything about the party we brought in as the party chairman to have these elections, to have candidates submitted to Leonard, and Leonard will transmit to Inec. So these are some of our cries, and we decided, okay, for how much we have been engaging them, going, and then they'll be rejecting our correspondences, telling us the chairman they know is Leonard, is the only one who can submit a letter and what have you. They always reject our correspondences. The times at which they would collect is when Omoyele himself decides to storm INEC. And we've done that more than once, and then having collected this correspondences, decision of the NEC, decision of the party as a whole, we would find out that nothing is still being done. So as the body, we decided, okay, why don't we engage the electoral body? Let's go to them. Let's take our cry. This time we're no longer coming as ESCOs. We're no longer coming as those who are leaders of the party. Let's also engage members of the party who are also aggrieved. And members of this party are cut across all over the country, even in diaspora. So we had to consult widely with members of the party, and we said, okay, why don't we go this time with members of the party? That was why we had a plan for 15th March, which was yesterday. So we decided this time, okay, INEC in the 36 states and also the federal capital, where the national office is, we are coming this time, not just the usual 5-6 escorts coming around to table our cries. Let's come with members. You should feel the pulse of our members cutting across the country. So this was the reason why we had that protest yesterday. And in planning this protest, we got to realize that Leonard had, as usual, he has his way around the mainstream media. Those who are sabotaging the effort of the AAC are cut across INEC, government, the legislature, the judiciary. We know all this. So if, as usual, brought the media together, brought pressmen, had a press conference to say we were planning to burn down INEC offices all over the country. Let it be known that we have never engaged in violence. We've never, in short, spoken rudely in any fora. We've never engaged in a way that is abnormal in any of our gathering, either engaging the government or in any other means. So, say we are going to burn down INEC offices. We were surprised. Yesterday, it came with over 150 DSS, well armed to the teeth. Policemen everywhere, civil defense officers everywhere. And their plan was they were not going to allow the protest. They were not going to allow anybody come close to the INEC facility. But to the greatest surprise, he who is down fears no fall. We were still able to penetrate, and we got right to the INEC premises, front of the gate, and we had the protest, and we've never failed to make it known to them that we are not violent people. We know they said we are coming to occupy INEC, we are coming to burn down their facility and every other government institutions around. But you can see how harmless we are. Just placards and banner, which had always been the weapon we used to send our message down. So we had the protest, we made our cries, we ensured that comrades were arrested, because comrades were arrested before a good number of our members could join up. I was also arrested immediately I got there, because as organizing secretary I had to go earlier to ensure that our activities were coordinated and it was going to be hitch free. All members coming all over the FCT. We are going to be organized as much as we can, so we should be seen as those same people who would always engage peacefully and return back to our various destinations. So immediately I got there, I was having a big banner, and I had the letter we were supposed to transmit to the commission, and then I had not even gotten to 50 meters to the facility when the DSS guys picked me up. They were three, disguised on suits, pretending to be passerbys. They were just positioned in various places. And when I was working for Inec, they called me. Hello, who are you? Identify yourself. I said, I'm the National Organizing Secretary for African Action Congress. They said, which of the African Action Congress? I said, Sowore led African Action Congress. And one held me to my arm and said, what are you carrying? I said, I have a letter that will be transmitted after activities here today, and also a banner. And that's how I was picked. I was taken into the Inec facility, where they had a security room inside, and then I underwent interrogation for over an hour, and they opened the letter. They saw it was a harmless letter. They asked me if they should go ahead to open the banner. I said yes, the banner has nothing contained in it that is not supposed to be seen, so they could go ahead. It was a big banner, and when it was opened, what was the caption? It was INEC conduct free and fair election, as well as allowed diasporan Nigerians to vote. This was the caption of the banner, and they kept me there, interrogated me. They took my phone, switched it off, thinking I was having every conversation recorded. But before we got into the room, I had chatted our national chairman, Sowore, that I had been picked up, and after all the interrogation, they threatened that if anything happens anywhere in the country, I will be held responsible, that Sowore is going to be picked up immediately he comes to INEC, that we are not supposed to be found anywhere around INEC facility today, and the security agents have the right to shoot, whatsoever anybody coming around faces today. I'll be held accountable for it. And I told them categorically, we've never been violent, and I can beat my chest to say it's going to be history all over the country. Nobody's going to harm anybody. Nobody's destroying anything. We are not known for violence. We'll just come make our cries known, and then give us the opportunity to air our views, give us the opportunity to express our grievances, and then to any authority who feels they have what it takes to hear us should know we are here. So they now brought paper and pen that I should write an undertaking, which I refused. That anything that happens anywhere in the country, I'll be held liable. And I said I was not going to write anything, but it should be known that we're going to be free from any form of violence. We are not known for that. And after over an hour, when they noticed I was even my Facebook account, because they asked what social media do I operate. I said only Facebook. Now why are we using the Occupy INEC? That Occupy is a word that connotes violence, that connotes force, that connotes anything not good. And I said, well, Occupy had been used in various agitations all over the country, and using it for Occupy INEC this time doesn't connote any form of violence. So whoever is using it, maybe by default, or whoever, the person doesn't have that at the back of her mind or his mind. So they did all they could. They noticed I was so harmless. I was, telling them all they needed to hear and what we stand for. They now took me to their security room where they had their CCT, where the whole premises was being contained, and they told me, sure, I can see everywhere nothing would ever pass through to this point, to their premises. I can see. So in short, one told me some of our comrades had been arrested. One was a woman who was, imagine the woman now, maybe there's tear gas, gunshot, and she's trying to break her leg. How do we cover for that? I said, well, we are not here for, or we won't be coming here for anything violent. We are going to come. We are going to have our protest as it has always been, and then we'll return in as much as they listen to us. okay, is Omoyele Sowore coming? Where's his house? Is he coming? When is he coming? I said, well, this is not an Omoyele Sowore issue. It's a party's issue, of which Omoyele Sowore is a member of the party. So it's not about Omoyele Sowore. It's about a party. And as one of the leaders of the party, we are coming to stage this. It is not Omoyele Sowore. Okay, why are we using Revolution Now? I said Revolution Now is independent of the AAC. AAC is a party. Revolution Now is a movement, of which it has nothing to do with AAC. AAC is independent of Revolution Now, and they had to go check all the. Okay, there was an argument of this Revolution Now. Okay, they were going to check all the, because they had all the online posters and banners remade. So they checked to see if Revolution Now appeared on any of those, and unfortunately for them, no Revolution Now. So they carried that they're not going to allow me to leave with the banner. That is, well, I can have you take the banner, but our letter will not be submitted in this manner. I will not submit my letter inside. This is not the plan for the letter to come in. It's going to be processed from the outside of Inec down to the inner offices. So I was going to return with the letter. I insisted, and I was now escorted out. And within this period, no member of the party was seen within sight, and they had thought everything was all okay. They had succeeded in breaking us. And when I got out, because I now switched on my phone and I now saw messages from our leader Omoyele Sowore, because I had told him I had been picked up. I said, hope you're not being tortured. I'm on my way. I'm coming down right away. Be strong and what have you. That's a true leader. That's a true leader we have in him. And immediately I reached out. He wasn't comfortable with responding because he had known I've been picked up. So he wouldn't respond to those messages I was chatting post my time with those officers inside. So I now had to call Misty, one of our comrades, who I knew was going to be around, and then Misty, for years, he insisted that since this is what they want, he was going to go down there himself. And then within few minutes, Omoyele Sowore was there with our members, and then those who we thought were going to have the power of resisting, they were so weak that we penetrated down to the gate of Inec, and then Omoyele Sowore started making our grievances known and told them we're not leaving until one of the senior Inec officers would come out and address us, take our letter, because he had the information that the national chairman Mahmoud Yakubu was not within the premises. So until that is done, we are not leaving. And then our comrades who were arrested and were taken to Maitama police headquarters were released. We are not going to leave. And it's on that they started pleading, okay, we'll take your letter. They now asked myself and the Abuja AAC chairman, in person of Amin, to go in, submit the letter, and also make them realize the fact that we are not leaving until our comrades were released. We got in, we got the letter received. We came out, we acknowledged, we showed him that's Omoyele the acknowledgement letter, and then the next was we're not leaving until our comrades who were unjustly arrested for doing nothing. Those who had come earlier, 5 of them were released, and the Inec staff denied that none of our members were released. We had evidence to show that our members were arrested. They now said, okay, we should go to the FCT command, or rather Maitama divisional command, to get them released. That if we go there and we find our members there, we should put a call through. We're going to ask the police to get them released. So we were okay with that, but we also had visitors who visited. They came around. That's the Leonard hired thugs. They came around to try and intimidate, but we were already resolute. We're not going to allow any form of intimidation. We're not going to insult anyone. We're not going to engage in any form of violence. We'll do our activity. What has brought us is a peaceful protest. We're going to protest peacefully and leave, because he had realized the fact that the lies he had told to the media and the whole world, they were coming to burn Inec, let him bring down thugs. And so by so doing, it will now be an avenue for the state to see that, oh, Omoyele Sowore is shooting trouble. He has come to cause mayhem in the Inec headquarters. He has come to disrupt activities of the commission, and then you can see people fighting, you can see people injuring one another, and then that will be an avenue for the DSS to swing in, and the police or other security agencies will now take advantage of that to start harassing us, arresting us, and then locking us up. But unfortunately, we're so organized as usual, which is part of our modus operandi. Whenever we are converging anywhere, organization is key for us. So we're so organized. We had our event peacefully, even though the other group were ranting from the side, causing, insulting, throwing insult tantrums, trying to get us, but we are so organized. And Leonard was so infuriated. Why is Sowore not arrested? Why are you allowing him? You have enough security men here, and then once Sowore is here bragging, why don't you get him arrested? This man should be arrested. This man should be locked up. We are not bothered about all this. He got the press as usual, who always will do their bidding, because these individuals will always be biased in what they do. We're doing their bidding. We are not bothered. We are not perturbed. We are so much resolute to what has got us there. And then when we got done with Inec, we peacefully walked out. We marched away, like no other group, visited as well. And then we now got our members together, addressed them, thanked them for leaving all they had to do that morning to be with us, and then they all returned to their respective destinations. While those of us who are leaders of the party in the company of Omoyele Sowore, the national chairman, we now went to the police station, and after back and forth for over 2 hours, we got all comrades, our members who were arrested, released. So this is a preamble of all that happened yesterday, and then post what has happened in the media and what have you. We know it is expected. We know we are not going to be discouraged. We are not going to, for any reason, feel intimidated by the state or any form of our Department of State that is being used to intimidate us right now. So basically, this is a summary of all that happened as regards the AAC and the arrest of our comrades yesterday. And we gave them this day. They promised they're going to look into our cries, which were documented in the demand letter we submitted within 2 weeks. Yes, 2 weeks. But our national leader told them 7 days is what we are offering, and after 7 days, should our demands are not met, we would have to high Inec again in 7 days. And we had a follow-up of other states. I have every confidence to report to you that all states that had the exercise went peaceful, because this is what we stand for. We are peace-loving individuals. Sowore told them, how can we burn Inec? How can we burn down Inec? Inec is ours. So how do we burn? Why should we burn down what is ours? Yes. So all states had it peaceful. Every member who were out coordinated them.
Wow. Sorry.
We expected, all our leader had been preaching right from time. We are peace-loving people, and then we had the protest, which was successful in most parts of the country yesterday.
Yes, thank you so much, Philip Oshokes. Thank you very, very much for taking the time to actually give us the detail of what happened. Unfortunately, your network keeps freezing your video, but the reason I had to bring you in was to try to clear the air, because a lot of people don't understand the truth about these things. First and foremost, all over the media, mainstream media, you and I know very well, as organizing chairman, you know what it costs to bring the mainstream media to your event. But Leonard, every time he's going to do this thing, he manages to get all of them, 10, 20, 30 of them. You know how much you must have paid each and every one of them. So that is a clear indication to you that somebody is sponsoring what he is doing. Now, secondly, look at, because the title of this is I said that Channels TV and other people are conniving against AAC and Omoyele Sowore. Omoyele Sowore was not even planning to be there in the first place. It was an AAC affair. It wasn't about him. But as you recounted, when he saw that they had arrested you and this is how these people were going, it's like, okay, you know what, I'm going to go there to show them that it's not like I cannot come out, but I wanted it to be just our members' affair. He arrived there. Leonard Nzenwa, his plans, he's always looking, and that's why it just beats my imagination, the level of corruption and uselessness of Nigerian government. I know you were trying to be politically correct when you say, oh, we are not rude. Me, I'm rude, very, very rude to the court, to the Nigerian government, because those guys are useless with the way they conduct their affairs. Somebody just tells you something and you act if you were not parading them as partners in crime. If it was not people that you were supporting, why would you, just on the account of what Leonard Nzenwa said, you go and say that you go and imagine that they are coming to burn down Inec, and you release all those number of SS men. Meanwhile, they are kidnapping and killing and doing all kinds of things all over the country, and you're not sending people there. When people tell you they're going to protest, tell you the venue, tell you the time, you come there armed to the teeth, saying they're going to burn the place down. And I think Leonard is always looking for these people to help him accomplish his wicked plans. When he organized that kangaroo convention in Imo State, which, by the way, no member of the Inec was there, he just, if you look at that picture, I couldn't recognize anybody. As a member of African Action Congress, I didn't recognize anybody from anywhere, and I am from Enugu State, and I know all the people of from the Eastern Zone. I couldn't recognize anybody in that meeting that was from African Action Congress, and he did that with the help of Inec when he saw that Omoyele Sowore. Meanwhile, Sowore was in the country all this while. He did not do it the day Omoyele Sowore flew out of the country. The next day they had a convention. That is the activity of a coward. This time around, you knew that there was going to be a protest. Instead of you going to organize your own protest, since you have the strength that you claim you have, you had to depend on the police and the DSS to arrest Omoyele Sowore. I noticed in his because channels carried, and the funny thing, people should note, because when I say, oh, channels connive with them, people are saying, Chidi, how do you know? The video showing him talking and making a statement online, Channels TV blocked the comment section of that video. But the one that showed Omoyele Sowore talking, and they did it deliberately, I was wondering, why didn't they put two of them? First time they put it, the one that Omoyele Sowore was talking, you could comment, so that they will allow people send their. But the one that now shows Omoyele Sowore and Leonard Nzenwa talking, they showed Leonard's own first. That one they blocked the comment. But that is the one that a good journalist should allow the comment to be on, because that is where you would see a balanced opinion from people who would claim to be on Leonard's side and people who will be on Omoyele Sowore's side. How come you choose to lock that one? Because that is where the truth will come out. You know, I'm glad that I have you here to talk about what happened, because there's so much misinformation out there. There's so much exactly misinformation that even Channels TV is putting out there, and it is very, very unfortunate. This is the same Channels TV that has fought our party, AAC. The same Channels TV that made sure that Omoyele Sowore, through the chairman of their channels TV network, made sure that Omoyele Sowore did not attend the debate.
The presidential
Yes, the presidential debate
organized by Bond in 2019.
Now, let's talk about another thing, because Leonard is quick to say, oh, and you know, as things were unfolding, it became very apparent that this was a plan that was hatched a long time ago. This is a plan that Leonard had from the get-go. Oshoks, you remember this thing they keep saying about hotel. Omoyele Sowore was staying in Radisson Hotel.
Yes.
This this not the same hotel Sowore was staying long before we even started collecting money on GoFundMe? Wasn't that?
Well, let me chip in something as regards to that.
Okay.
Hello, doctor.
Yes, I'm here. Your video is.
It's just part of the propaganda. It's just part of the propaganda of Leonard.
Yeah.
Leonard, if you know him, for those who might just hear the name, Leonard is a corny person. Leonard, I will call him a con man. He can go to any extent to get whatsoever he wants. The point for him to sell the lies which he has been parading or saying about Omoyele Sowore. Omoyele Sowore had been in Radisson Blu for 3 years, even before he had decided he was coming down to Nigeria to do anything politics.
And Radisson Blu is just a walk away from his office, Sahara Reporters in Lagos.
Yes, and it is like 50 meters walk. It is not a distance you can't. In short, everybody would not even want to use vehicle.
Yes.
Even sometimes use taxi. It's like a 50 meters walk from the office to where the Sahara Reporter Lab is, to Radisson Blu. And he has enjoyed this relationship with the hotel management that whenever he's in Nigeria, that is where he does put up.
Yes.
Whenever Sowore is in Nigeria, that's where he does put up. For as long as he is staying before he goes back to New York. So for them to use that as a propaganda, well, let me also say this, sir.
Oh, we lost you there.
Omoyele Sowore for once had.
Go ahead. You're back.
The network is a bit
I know. Go ahead.
Okay. You see. We will find time to address the media. We don't have the money, but we look for the money. I think we should be being sponsored. To get AIT and channels to the event, you pay close to 1.5 million Nigerian naira.
What are you saying?
And I'm serious, because we had engaged them when we were having our party.
Of course.
We've engaged them on several forums.
Of course.
They will tell us for this and this we pay 1.5 million.
Yes.
And we don't have the money.
Yes.
We don't have the money. There is no money in the party coffers that Omoyele Sowore ever touched. Rather, he was the person supporting us as a party. Nigerians should not be hypocrites, should not be gullible. How can you register a political party within 3 months to an election and you expect us to have money, millions, that much you say he has embezzled?
3 months.
Omoyele Sowore was even the person supporting us. 3 months, sir. Even the PDP cannot boast of funds.
Okay, how much? Let me even say, we were being accused of is it 10 million? I mean, how many million that they said was spent? Is it 10 million or 100 million? Now, all that money that they say,
yes,
all that money, honestly, Nigerians should use that as a template to say, look at this young party. They did everything with only this small. How much was it again? I've forgotten the shocks. I beg, remind me. Was it 10 million? Okay,
let me come in again. Yes, I'm going to touch on that, but let me round up on what I was going to say. Now, the party itself, Omoyele Sowore was single-handedly sponsoring. He will tell you, look, leaders of this party, you want to do XYZ, I'm contributing this for this, but please don't say I am. Say the party did. I don't know if you understand me, sir.
I know now. I know very well.
Now, every single dime that was spent for Moyele Sowore's campaign were funds, well-meaning Nigerians who believe in him, home and abroad, were sending for him to have his campaign, presidential campaign, because they saw the kind of individual he is. They were willing to support. Now, in all, we had 100 million. And for this 100 million, we went to each state. Some states had us visited 3 times, some had us twice. It's difficult for each state that we say we had a visit just once. And this Sowore Sowore going with an entourage. This Sowore Sowore traveling with vehicles on the roads that Nigerian leaders do not have the balls to travel on because of the insecurity they have created. Sowore Sowore traveled all states in this country except Yobe.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Oshoks. Let me remind people of something. You see, and this is almost like revealing a secret, but I will not reveal all that secret. I will not, because sometimes people behave like, there are some people who don't read their books when you were in school, in exam. What they will do is to extract the answer from you. They will just come and start an argument on that subject that they didn't attend the class for. So when they tell you, oh, that thing is blue, you that attended the class, you will say, no, it's not blue. Then you will start arguing. And in arguing, you end up telling them the truth and the answer. So I'm not going to reveal certain things because people don't understand some of the tricks that we use, even without Radisson. But let me give them a little bit of idea about what was happening. Remember when you guys came to Enugu? I hosted you guys in Enugu State when you came to Enugu, when I was running for governor. You guys came.
Yes.
That hotel that we rented for Moyele Sowore, he will, whenever he comes, he will tell you that we're taking the big room that will have room and parlor, but the essence was to be able to accommodate a lot of people. Sowore will sleep in the parlor. Some people will sleep on the ground, sleep on the couch. You see what he was doing. That was a way of saving money. Let me give you one incident. When we came to Professor was the guy that died, Pius. When Professor Pius died in a plane crash, and Sowore came for his funeral, I met up with him in Ottawa. Okay. When we were there, Sowore booked a hotel, and I said, please, so wait, let me pay at the lobby. He said, what are you doing? I said, let me pay for my hotel. He said, bros, actually, doc, don't do that. Why now? Pay for a hotel, pay for 2 rooms, me and you. I said, no way. He was carrying his backpack by himself. He said, no, we're staying together. You're staying in my room.
Yes, that's how humble he is.
We slept on the same bed in his room. He said, for where? Go and pay money for a hotel. No, and we are not even. I said, no, when we finish, then we'll not stay now so that you relax before you go back to New York. He said, no way. We'll pack our load. I'll carry my. So we packed our load from the hotel. That's how we went to the venue, and from there he flew back to New York. So that's what people don't understand. All that was just calculated by Leonard to present it. And I remember when we were in Lagos, and I said, you know what, they're in Radisson now. They said we should come and sleep in Radisson. Leonard said, no, I won't go and sleep there. That was all part of things he will use to talk down the road.
Yes.
Remember when he started, when he said, look, Chidi, we need to form a lot of people don't know this. He said, Chidi, we need to form a WhatsApp group of Eastern, what do you call it? He said Eastern AAC, Eastern Bloc AAC, so that our WhatsApp group will be there to protect our interests. How can we inside the party be doing the same thing that they are doing outside? We are supposed to be a different party. Say, no, I can't be part of that WhatsApp group. I can't be part of any block. If there's an issue, bring it up in the party. Let's discuss it. And I guess it is all those people who joined that Eastern Bloc, whatever, that ended up being used against the party. But it's unfortunate that it happened, and we are where we are.
Yes.
My brother, I want to thank you so much for having the time to really come and speak to us and clear the air on some of these things, because whenever it comes up like this, people will send you a video and say, look. I'm sure Leonard really he actually thought and felt that Sowore will be arrested. He thought that after conniving, after saying they were going to bomb Inec and all of those things, the next thing you will hear in the news is that DSS arrested Sowore. I think that is exactly what he thought would happen.
That was the plan.
And now, let me also remind you of something. Do you remember that for all the times that we campaigned, Leonard never campaigned for AAC, not one day. When we were doing campaign, do you realize?
Not once.
Not one. Do you know why? Because he had started his plan. It's when you now look back that you understand what was happening. He had already started his plan a long time ago, because he never showed face that period. While he was busy planning, because as a professional politician, he knew all of the people were busy talking about agenda, talking about your waiting, 7 whatever agenda we had. He didn't have time for that. He was planning for how he was going to make money out of this whole thing. In fact, he felt we were wasting time. How can we have this opportunity to make money and you people are busy talking about changing Nigeria? Anyway, my brother, thank you so much. I'm going to let you go. Or is there any last thing you want to say before I let you go?
Thank you very much, Doctor, for having me.
Okay. All right. Thank you very, very much, Comrade Oshooks. And
yes, let me just also make the whole world know that the whole plot to get the party was also taken to another level by the same Leonard to make himself the IPAC chairman by the registration of those other political parties, so that he could quickly come in, have a kangaroo meeting, and then they'll just make him IPAC chairman. The same Inec made him IPAC chairman, of which 23 parties went to court, even though the case is still up in the Supreme Court. But we saw one of the evidence that just popped up that the documents submitted from the appeal court were fake. They were signed by
good.
Below somebody Binta Hassan, who is known an unknown person in the
court system,
in the court of appeal.
Yes,
so
it's
all
good.
This.
It's
And
good.
The same lawyer.
It's good.
The same lawyer.
Good.
Yes, the same lawyer. That's Emeka Ozani.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Emeka Ozani. It's part of their ploy, because Emeka Ozani was the same person who started fronting for Leonard the period they got that kangaroo judgment that Sowore was suspended for 6 months. And because they had also had a plan to make Leonard IPAC chairman, and now it's going to backfire. Ozani again resurfaced, to represent Inec. Where is Ozani in the Inec list of legal
representatives?
He's not a lawyer hired by the government to represent Inec, but because they are conniving with Leonard, and if IPAC, if the remaining political parties are brought back or are relisted, Leonard will be useless again. So he had to jump in, he had to hop in to see that they start all their usual way of sabotaging what is legal to happen the whole world, that the documents from the appeal court were forged, because the person who signed to forward to Supreme Court, where they are ensuring that the judgment given on the 10th of August 2020 asking INEC to release those political parties, INEC is now appealing before the Supreme Court with a forged document by this Binta Hassan, who is not known to the judiciary. Now, INEC is now asking for extension. And remember, the extension has elapsed because you have within 3 months, when a judgment is pronounced, to have an appeal. So now it has elapsed, and they are now praying the Supreme Court to give them time to resubmit, to make another application before the Supreme Court. So we don't know. We just have all attention waiting for, because there's supposed to be they had a date for the 10th of October of October this year, them to substitute what had already been brought before them or used against them. But remember, we are not holding on to anything until we see the end of that, because the government, the judiciary, all of them are more of birds of the same feather. So we'll just wait and see. But that same Emeka Zani was given the position of SAN immediately after he ensured the kangaroo judgment was gotten against the AAC. That's a more Sowore. He was credited with the position of a SAN. They got Leonard to become IPAC so that Inec can have its funds in all political parties, and so Ezani resurfaced. But now every attempt trying to reach him to be like, oh, okay, he said no, he's not the legal person. No, we should contact the legal person, so he doesn't have anything to say. But we'll just keep our fingers crossed and see what comes out of that. But again, let Nigerians just know we are resolute. Let them know if there is one genuine voice who doesn't have a prize, who cannot be bought in Nigeria right now, that person is Sowore, who is not scared of any intimidation, any form of abuse or whatsoever. He comes out and fights for the rights of every Nigerian, because his single motive is to place Nigeria on the path of peace, progress, and prosperity.
Anyway,
that's it, Dr. Chidu.
Thank you so much, Comrade Oshokes. Like I said before, I appreciate you coming on the program to clear the air, and I appreciate all you do selflessly. Like you said, we don't have the money, but we have established a movement and a party that is unique. We are not the regular Nigerian politician. I keep telling people, we are not politicians. We are a movement with a political wing. Like you had Mandela in South Africa. You see Malema talking. You know that Malema is not just a politician. You look at Bobby Wine in Uganda. That is the model, and that's why our focus is not even just in local politics in Nigeria. Our focus is Africa as a whole. That's why we are African Action Congress. But thank you so much. Thank you, my brother. I'm going to let you go now, okay?
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you,
Doctor.
All
right. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Doctor.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so that was Oshokes Phillips. He is the national organizing chairman for African Action Congress, AAC. See, you people must understand that this whole thing, this whole game, it's not a game that one person is playing. It's a game that the government of Nigeria is accomplice to. They are accomplice in this game. Channels TV that you're seeing is a major player in that game, honestly. And Inec themselves are the chief hosts of the game. They are the captains of this game that is being played. Do not be deceived. It's not by accident. It is not by accident. It is a calculated attempt. When you just read things, you don't analyze them, you just go ahead and believe everything you read. That is very, very detrimental to your health. Let me tell you, it is very detrimental to your health. You don't just go ahead and read. You need to do a little bit of investigation, and that's what we try to do. If I was just on my own talking about this thing because I should know by virtue of what I do, I have so many information at the tip of my fingers, But when you bring somebody else into the picture, then they help you understand what is being said. Now, listen, this man that you're hearing about, a lawyer that is assisting, Leonard and Inec. It is for real. It is for real. Now I'm gonna show you this article. This article will help you understand what we're talking about. This is in Revolution Now. So this is something that shows you. I'm going to read it. I'm going to read this so you understand. It says the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, and one of its lawyer, Emeka Ozani, forged different court documents to get a judgment against African Action Congress. This is the same lawyer that does all the bad wuru work for INEC. You must have heard this man's name pop up in so many other cases, but he's the one that went and got the and he has a son now for this kind of job that he does. Now he forged different court documents to get a judgment against African Action Congress presidential candidate in the 2019 election. Omoyele Sowore, Sahara Reporters has gathered. A federal high court sitting in Abuja had in 2019 sacked Sowore as national chairman of AAC through the help of this man. Now, the judge Inec in his ruling also validated the removal of Malcolm Fabi and the deputy national chairman of the party. Okay, however, Sahara Reporters gathered that Ozani, known in some quarters for his dirty jobs, if you know anything that happens within the corridors of the judiciary in Nigeria, you know that this guy has questionable characters. He is well known. You know, like they will say, the person is well known to the police. This guy is well known to the courts. Now, what was I saying? However, Sahara Reporters gathered that Ozani, known in some quarters for doing dirty jobs for INEC, packaged a fake litigant to obtain the judgment for one Honorable Bago. He forged documents used to get a fraudulent judgment from Justice Ekwo against Omoyele Sowore of the AAC. All of them connived, and you want me to trust the judiciary? Never. He was rewarded with Senior Advocate of Nigeria while he was litigating to take away AAC from Sowore. INEC has now become a ridiculous umpire in the conduct of elections. INEC chairman, commissioners have all become tools in the hands of Buhari and his party, All Progressive Congress. An INEC staff member familiar with the case told Sahara Reporters. Meanwhile, Ozan is currently enmeshed in another scandal. He is enmeshed in another scandal after being exposed by some the registered political parties for using fake court records in pursuing an appeal for INEC at the Supreme Court. This same guy, very bad guy. Now, according to Premium Times, the fake court records surfaced in the appeal filed by INEC at the Supreme Court, because these courts, you know, they are fighting to get registered again. So INEC at the Supreme Court to challenge the August 10, 2020 judgment of the Court of Appeal in Abuja, ordering the relisting of 23 political parties earlier deregistered by the electoral body. INEC doesn't want these 23 people to come back because it means trouble for them. The rules require an intending appellant to file a notice of appeal and compile the records of the lower court and have them transmitted to the higher court within 3 months of the delivery of the judgment to be challenged. INEC had filed a notice of appeal against the August 10, 2020 judgment of the Court of Appeal, but the records it claimed to have compiled and transmitted to the Supreme Court to set the stage for the hearing of his case by the Apex Court had been exposed by the respondents to be fraudulent. Fraudulent, the same Emeka Ezani. From the court documents seen by the newspaper, INEC, which admitted that an imposter INEC is admitting that an imposter truly signed its transmitted record, is now scrambling to be granted an extension of time to compile and transmit fresh records from the Court of Appeal in the Apex Court. Now, when you read these kind of things, you will understand that there is more to what you're seeing. Not pleased with the appeal court's ruling, the electoral body filed a notice of appeal in the Supreme Court challenging the verdict. But curious about the records transmitted by INEC in pursuing the appeal, the law firm of the legal icon Afe Babalola, which is defending one of the respondents, the Advanced Congress of Democrats, had written to the Court of Appeal authorities on December 10, 2020, alleging that an imposter of the court official signed the record purportedly transmitted by the electoral body. The Court of Appeal, in a letter dated December 21, 2020, confirmed that Hassan Binta, who signed the record of appeal transmitted by INEC, was not known to the court. And the rest, you can catch it online. But what am I trying to tell you? What I'm trying to tell you is that this is a pure conspiracy against Omoyele Sowore and against the African Action Congress. Now you ask yourself, why is the government afraid of Omoyele Sowore? Why is the government afraid of the African Action Congress? Why? Why is the government afraid of a revolution? I know Oshoks, said African Action Congress was separated from the Revolution Now movement. We've clearly done that so that we'll be able to act independently of the party. So they will not use that as a reason to say, oh, you know what, we have deregulated, deregistered the party or done anything about the party. But the revolution is what Omoyele Sowore is calling for, and is stuck to that, believes that that is what is needed in Nigeria, and I can affirm that I believe that that is what you need. INEC as a body is not fit to conduct any credible election. Show me one credible election that INEC has conducted. Never. It's always who rigged against the other person. If PDP wins, they rigged against APC. If APC wins, they rigged against PDP. That's what you have in Nigeria, unfortunately. So anyways, Channels TV, take this advice from me. Don't take sides. Be as independent as possible. This your money-based journalism. This your brown envelope-based journalism. It will not help us. It will not help us at all. And if you continue like that, one day when this change that is coming comes upon Nigeria as a country, is going to sweep you also. And only those people who are able to stay on the side of righteousness, who are able to speak the truth no matter what happens, they are the ones that will survive that big, heavy wind that is coming, that wind of revolution. Oh my goodness, it is at your doorstep. Can't you hear the sound of that wind? I was telling one of my brothers from the same village long time ago. I told him, watch, things are going to change. he didn't believe me, or not that he didn't believe me, but it was like, wow, really? I should give him an idea of what I think is going to change. I said, just watch. Just watch. I'm sure by now he will reflect on what I told him, and he will see that I was telling him the truth. And just to take that a level further, before the end of June this year, so I'm giving you half of the year, before June is done, oh my goodness, Nigeria will be so shaken, you will not believe it. It will be so shaken. You know what they say? When the clouds gather, the rain will fall. And if you're wise, you will notice that the clouds are gathering and the rain must surely fall. It doesn't mean that when we talk about party, we're abandoning the revolution. No. It doesn't mean when we talk about party, we're abandoning the agitation for Biafra, the agitation for Duduwa Republic and every other person. No, people have a right to do all of those. But we will not sit back and watch Inec connive with whoever, their paymasters, to steal what we worked hard for. It is our party. We will decide whatever we want to do with it. Okay? That's what's going to happen. And every other person, you can go and form your own party. There's no problem. You can go and form your own party. And on that note, I really want to thank everybody. I wasn't able to look at the chat room, but I see some of your comments. I'm gonna read them later and also try to answer to them. But I want to thank you for all the support. I want to thank you for subscribing. I want to thank you for sharing our videos. This was a special broadcast because we normally do Monday, Wednesdays, Friday, and sometimes Saturday. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. But always go to our channel. There's a lot of videos that we post there. There's a lot of news, breaking news that we post on the community channel. But you won't get those community posts. That's what some people don't know. You just come and watch our videos, but we have so many sections in our YouTube channel. You don't see them because you're not subscribed. Subscription is free. All you have to do is just click. Well, you see that there's something that you see around here. You see where this arrow is moving. When you click on that logo, that WMTV logo, you become subscribed. You click on the notification bell, you get notification like that sound you just heard now. You get a notification and it will tell you whenever we post a video, whenever we post something in our community, because in our community we post breaking news and we post some inspiring things there also. So please make sure you subscribe and you can receive those things. Otherwise you'll just be receiving all these breadcrumbs that we send on our live videos. Alright, from all of us here, from Dr. Erica and every member of our crew all over the world, once again, my name is Dr. Chidi. I love you and please stay safe. Bye bye.